All right, continuing on, I think the last thing we had was this, or something like it, where there's a gap there, and that's because I'm trying to apply a margin to the destination. And if you think about the box model, margin goes on the outside. So I'm going to take that away, and instead, in the main, to get it off the wall, I'll do some padding. So like 50 pixels. Now let's go back here and refresh, and that's much more like what we want. And speaking of padding, we also want some padding inside here. That'd be inside destination padding. Whoops, padding. And so we'll do like 10 pixels and refresh. And while we're at it, let's do some rounded corners. That would be border radius. Let's do like 20 pixels. And we'll hit refresh. Okay. And I think I want to do, not necessary, but actually I'm going to add it to this assignment for future classes. CSS box shadow opacity. I think that looks nice. I'm going to hit this and scroll down, and this line is right here is what we want. So I'm going to put that on the destination box so that it looks like so. That's good. And then I want to get rid of the bullets. Actually, I think the instructions say to get rid of the bullets too. Yeah, we need to get rid of the bullets and add some spacing. So let's see. We can say line height 30. I don't know, maybe that's good. Let's take a look. Whoops, refresh the wrong one. So maybe even 40. Refresh. Now let's take a look at how to get rid of CSS UL no bullets. Whoops, no bullets. And it comes up right here, list style none. And in order to target it, we'll have to create, maybe I'll just go to the bottom and say UL, hit return a bunch so we can see this in the middle, UL, and then I'll just paste that, list style none. Go back here, now it's gone. Let's see, bold text, font weight, so that would be font weight bold. So get up over here, and we also want popular cruising destinations to be like an H1 or an H2 or something. So let's put H2, cut that, drop it right here, and hit refresh. Looks like I better force it to refresh. There we go. Now let's go for a Google font. So you click on Google Fonts, you look for something you like. How about this one? Click this. It tells you to put this in the head of the document. So we go over here and right underneath our style sheet entry, we put that. And then I also need this inside our CSS. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it at the very top. Let's see, actually, I think I missed out on putting a body styling. I think the instructions said to make the background light gray. Yeah. Let's see. Body tag to light gray. So we just say looks like I put the light gray inside the container. So let's just take a look at what that does to it. Yeah. So it applied the font, and it applied to everywhere there's text, it applied it. And so now for a bonus, since we're doing border radius, and this stuff is so easy, you can do, let's copy these, or this, and I want you to take a look at, if we put this on a container, the same effect, you might expect to see, yeah, I see rounded corner on the shadow, but not on the header corners. So one way we can deal with that is, let's just put one inside the header, and the way this works, actually let's leave it like this and I'll show you the problem first. See, it's hard to see right there unless I make the background on this something like white. So let's just make it a little bit more obvious. Well, black maybe. Let's close that. And I wouldn't want it to be this color, but I'm just showing you that all the corners, because we wrote border radius 20 like that, all the corners are ending up curved. So if we write it like this, then that means this is showing you right here, top left radius, top right, bottom right, and bottom left. So it goes clockwise. And so what I want to say is 0 pixels and 0 pixels for the bottom left and bottom right. And that should give me the effect I'm looking for. So hit refresh. Now you've got rounded on tops. And if you want to do the bottom on the footer, you would just switch places with the zeros. Cut that, paste it right here, and now you'll have no curvature on the top two, but you'll definitely have curvature on the bottom. Alright, so there we go, and I think that's about it. Let's take a look at the instructions one more time. Oh, we need a blue text here, don't we? So if we're going to target the H2 that's inside destination, then we would do something like this. We would say hashtag destination. Before we hit that, let's do H2. Then we say color aqua. Is that what it is? Space right there. Alright. Now that's not a very good color. Let's just do blue. That's better. And let's see if that's about it. Let's cruise. Blue across the top. Colors don't really matter that much to me if they're unique. Yeah. So there we go.